These slides are based off of the American Pageant, the 15th edition. Chapter 1, New World Beginnings. This is a picture of North America before the Europeans arrived, and this is afterwards, a big shift. Shaping of North America, the continent. The planet Earth took on its present form slowly. Over time, the great continents of Eurasia, Africa, the Indian Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean were formed. The majestic ranges of the western North America, the Rockies, the Sierra, the Nevada, the Cascades, and the Coast Ranges formed. The shaping of North America continued. The Canadian Shield is a zone undergirded by rocks, became part of the North American landmass. Other mountain ranges were formed along with rivers and valleys. After the glacier retreated, North American landscape was transformed. So this is a timeline. 4000 BC is where recorded history starts. 4 to 8 BC is when Jesus was born. 1607 was when Virginia was founded, and 1976 is the bicentennial of the U.S. So this is a more detailed timeline. Columbus discovers North America is 1492, and then Virginia was founded in 1607. That's a 115-year gap, and then a 169-year gap until independence was declared in 1976, and another 169 years, and World War II has ended in 1945, 46 years, and the Cold War ends in 9 years, and the new millennium of 2000 begins. So a much more detailed and time frame. Peopling the Americas. North American continent's human history was beginning to be formed, perhaps by people crossing over land. A land bridge connected Eurasia and North America, creating the Bering Sea between the Siberia and Alaska. This brought the immigrant ancestors of Native America. So that is the map. So there used to be a land bridge where Alaska and the Bering Sea is right now. So they just moved over. Yeah, they walked right over. Peopling the Americas continued. The Incas of Peru, Mayans of Central America, and the Aztecs in Mexico shaped the Mexico area. These people built elaborate cities and carried on far-flung commerce. They were also talented mathematicians, and most gruesomely of all, they offered human sacrifices to their gods. Yeah, so that is an old map, what they thought it looked like. This is a piece of art. The earliest Americans. Agriculture, especially corn growing, became part of the Native American civilizations in Mexico and South America. Large irrigation systems were created. Villages of multi-storied terraced buildings began to appear. Pueblo means village in Spanish. Map 1.2 is Native American Indian peoples. That is this one. So there's the Arctic, subarctic, Great Plains, Plateau, Northwest Coast, Great Basin, California, Southwest, Mesoamerica, Southeast, Northeast. The entirety of North America is a very, very rich and resourceful place, so plenty of resources to go around, very resource rich. The earliest Americans continued. Social life was less elaborately developed. Nation-states did not exist except for the Aztec Empire. The mound builders were in the Ohio River Valley, and the Mississippian settlements was at Cahokia. If you want to search these things up, I suppose you could. The earliest Americans continued three-sister farming. Maize, beans, and squash was what they farmed the most. And maize, believe it or not, is actually from North America and was not introduced to Europe and any other place before that. Yeah, and also potatoes. Potatoes were all in North America and was only introduced after Columbus discovered it. And horses, North America did not have horses. Yes, very interesting. Iroquois Confederacy developed political and organizational skills. The natives had neither the desire nor the means to manipulate nature aggressively. Yeah, so that is an Aztec ring, I guess. Indirect discoverers of the New World. Norse seafarers from Scandinavia came to the northeastern shore of North America. near present-day Newfoundland spot called Vinland. There was the chain of events that led to a drive towards Asia, the penetration of Africa, and the completely accidental discovery of the New World. Indirect discoverers of the New World continued. The Christian Crusaders rank high among America's indirect discoverers. The pursuit of the luxuries of the East from the Spice Islands, Indonesia, China, and India, Muslim middlemen exacted a heavy toll on routes. So, like, from Europe to China, the Muslim people are in between, in Iran and the Middle East, and they would often trade, they would often connect two people and trade for them, and they exacted like a big price for that. So yeah. See map 1.3, major trade routes with Asia, 1492. These are the major trade routes. If you really wanted to get to Asia by land and not have to go through the Middle East, you would have to go all the way through the Cape of Good Hope and then up, or you're going to have to go through there, and yeah, that's not too good, because Arabia and Egypt are still going to tax you, and the same goes for this bit also. So yeah, a lot of people wanted to go over there and see if we can loop around. Another painting / picture. Europeans enter Africa. Marco Polo telling the tales stimulated European desire for a cheaper route to the treasures of the East, spurred by the development of the caravel. Portuguese mariners began to explore sub-Saharan Africa. They founded the modern plantation system, and they pushed further southwards. Europeans enter Africa continued. Spain, united by the marriage of Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, and the expulsion of the infidel Muslim Moors. So basically, we talked about the Umayyads being in Spain. Yeah, so basically these two people pushed the Muslims out. Umayyad is a Muslim caliphate. So the Spanish were ready to explore the wealth of India, and Portugal controlled the east and south African coasts, thus forcing Spain to look westwards towards the Americas. Columbus comes upon a new world. Christopher Columbus persuades the Spanish to support his expedition on their behalf. On October 12th, 1492, he and his crew landed on an island in the Bahamas. A new world was within the vision of the Europeans. Of course, Columbus did not know that at the time. Columbus comes upon a new world continued. Columbus called the native people Indians because he thought that we are in India. Columbus' discovery of convulsed 4 continents, Europe, Africa, and the 2 Americas. An independent global economic system emerged. The world after 1492 would never be the same again. So, from the New World, the Old World, and Africa. So the New World imported gold, silver, corn, potatoes, pineapples, tomatoes, tobacco, beans, vanilla, and chocolate to the Old World, as well as syphilis. Whilst the Old World gave the New World wheat, sugar, rice, coffee, horses, cows, pigs, smallpox, measles, bubonic pig, influenza, typhus, diphtheria, and scarlet fever. Yuck, oh my god, that's very bad. And Africa gave the New World slave labor. When worlds collide, the clash reverberated in the historical Columbian Exchange. While the European explorers marveled at what they saw, they introduced Old World crops and animals to the Americas. Columbus returned in 1493 to the Caribbean island of Hispaniola. When worlds collide continued, a sugar revolution took place in the European diet, fueled by the forced migration of millions of Africans to work in the cane fields and sugar mills of the New World. An exchange of diseases between the explorers and the natives took place. And now we're on to the Spanish conquistadors. Spain secured its claims to Columbus's discoveries in the Treaty of Tordesillas, 1494, dividing with Portugal the New World. See map 1.4. In service of God, in the search of golden glory, Spanish conquistadors came to the New World. The Spanish conquistadors continued. Other explorers that came to the New World, such as 1513, Balboa discovered the Pacific Ocean. 1519, Magellan sailed around the tip of South America. 1513 and 1521, Ponce de Leon to Florida. 1540 to 1542, Coronado to Arizona and New Mexico. So a lot of discoveries. And even more comes 1539 to 1542, De Soto discovers the Mississippi River. 1532, Francisco Pizarro crushes the Incans of Peru. And the economic system of capitalism fueled the growth of the New World. The Spanish conquistadors continued again. The encomiendas allowed the government to command Indians to certain colonists in return for the promise to try to Christianize them. Spanish missionary Bartolome de las Casas called it a moral pestilence invented by Satan. Wow. Yeah, this is map 1.4. So the Spanish claims to North America is Mexico, much parts of South America, and yeah. And the Portuguese claims here, all of the coasts of here. Yeah, wow. All this for trade with India. This is map 1.5. This shows Coronada's journey, De Soto, Ponce de Leon, Cortez. Cortez is the one who single-handedly pretty much destroyed the Aztec Empire. Balboa over here, Pizarro to Peru. The conquest of Mexico. 1519, Hernan Cortez set sail with 11 ships for Mexico and her destiny. Along the way, he rescued several people who would be important for his success. Near present-day Veracruz, Cortez made his final landfall. He determined to capture the coffers of the Aztec capital at Tenochtitlan. The conquest of Mexico continued. The Aztec chieftain Moctezuma sent ambassadors to greet Cortez and invite Cortez and his men to the capital city. On June 30th, 1520, the Noche Triste, sad night, the Aztecs attacked Cortez. On August 13th, 1521, Cortez laid siege to the city and the Aztecs capitulated. The combination of conquest and disease took its toll. The invaders brought more than conquest and disease. They intermarried with the surviving Indians, creating a distinctive culture of mestizos, people of mixed Indians and European heritage. Mexican civilization is a unique blend of the old world and the new. That is another picture. And another. And that, I believe, is Tenochtitlan. It is in the middle of a lake. The spread of Spanish America. Spain's colonial empire grew swiftly and impressively. Other explorers began to come. 1497 and 1498. Giovanni Caboto, known as John Cabot, to the northeastern coast of the North America. 1524, Giovanni de Verrazzano probed the eastern seaboard, and 1534, Jacques Cartier to the St. Lawrence River. The spread of Spanish America continued again and again. The Spanish began to build forts to protect their territories. The Spanish cruelly abused the Pueblo people in the Battle of Acoma. 1609, the province of New Mexico and its capital was founded. See map 1.6. The Roman Catholic mission became the central institution in colonial North Mexico. The spread of Spanish America continued. 1680, the native people rose up against the missionaries in Pope's rebellion. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. 1680, North Robert de la Salle's expedition down the Mississippi River. 1716, Spanish settled in Texas. 1769, Spanish missionaries led by Father Junipero Serra founded San Diego and 21 mission stations. The Black Legend is a false record of the misdeeds of the Spanish in the New World. While there are Spanish misdeeds, the Spanish invaders laid the foundations for a score of Spanish-speaking nations. This is map 1.6, modern-day New Mexico. You can see Santa Fe. Acoma is where the Native Americans were defeated. more pictures. And this is the chronology. So first humans crossed into Americas from Asia. Corn is developed as a staple crop in highland Mexico. You can read these dates on your own. First civilized societies develop in Middle East. Corn planting reaches modern-day America southwest. Norse voyagers discover and briefly settle in northeastern North America. Corn cultivation reaches Midwest and southeastern Atlantic seaboard. Height of Mississippian settlement at Cahokia. Christian crusades arouse Europe interest in the East. Marco Polo returns to Europe. That is 1295. Spain becomes united. Diaz rounds southern tip of Africa. Columbus lands in the Bahamas. Treaty of Tordesillas between Spain and Portugal. Da Gama reaches India. Cabot explores northeastern coast of North America for England. Balboa claims all land touched by the Pacific Ocean for Spain. Ponce de Leon explores Florida. Cortez conquers Mexico for Spain. Magellan's vessels complete circumnavigation of the world, losing many vessels on the way, and as well as Magellan himself. Verrazano explores eastern seaboard of North America for France. Pizarro crushes Incas. Cartier journeys up the St. Lawrence River. De Soto explores the southeast and discovers the Mississippi River. Coronado explores present-day southwest. Cabrillo explores California coast for Spain. Spain builds fortress at St. Augustine. Iroquois Nation Confederacy was formed. According to Iroquois legends, Spanish under Oñate conquers Pueblo people of Rio Grande Valley. Spanish founds New Mexico, 1609. Pope's rebellion in New Mexico. French expedition down Mississippi River under La Salle. Sarah founds first California mission at San Diego. That is at 1769. Yeah, and that is it. Thank you for watching this quite long episode of U.S. history.